Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm American. I live in Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic. I've been helping English students improve their English since 2004, and this is my apartment where I teach. So, welcome. My typical student, let me tell you about my typical student. He or she has been studying English for years, but they're here and they need to get here and they don't know how. They are stuck. And in my experience, what I've seen is the reason is not because their memory or their age or something like that. It's simply because of their methods. See, most people try to become intermediate, try to become fluent using the old methods, what I call the old school methods. This is learning grammar rules, memorizing lists of vocabulary, using textbooks, going to group classes. I think you know what that is. We all went through the same thing. And this is a fine, perfectly fine strategy for passing tests, which you had to do in school. But my typical student doesn't need to pass any more tests. They need to communicate. They have meetings in English. They have to talk on the phone in English, make presentations in English, sell, negotiate. Their business, their future life is in English, and they are stuck. So the question is how to get from here to here. Well, my specialty is vocabulary. I've noticed that a lot of students know a lot of grammar rules, but not a lot of words. And when you increase your English vocabulary, speaking, understanding, communicating just becomes a lot easier. The ideas that you have in your head, they can come out a lot quicker and a lot easier when you have more words you can use. But average students, if they have a method, the method is usually use the dictionary. And if you've ever tried to use the dictionary to expand, to increase your vocabulary, you know that it doesn't work so well. What does work is my method. My method is based on 3 principles, which I'll tell you about now. First one is repetition. I like the analogy of a hammer and nail. The word is like the nail. It doesn't go into the wood the first time you hit it. You have to hit it again and again and again. Research says that on average it takes between 9 and 11 repetitions before a word goes into your long-term memory. So that's the first principle, repetition. The second is context. This is the problem when you learn a list of words or words in a textbook. There's no context. And when you just learn the word, that doesn't mean you know how to use it, because a word goes in a sentence. So much better is if you learn the word in context. That means learning the entire sentence when you learn the word. Then you know how to use it, then it can become active. Third principle is connection. This is the main problem with dictionary. There's no connection in a dictionary. When you learn a definition, it's not connected to anything, and how we learn is by connecting the new information to existing information. So this is what I do with my program. Every new word we learn it in context, and we connect it to an existing memory. Okay, so if that sounds like something that's interesting for you, if you'd like to learn more, then let's schedule a sample lesson and meet. During the sample lesson, what will happen? I have some more questions I'd like to ask you. I'd like to find out more about your situation, more about your goals. Then we'll have a sample lesson. I'll teach you some words using my method. And of course, you can ask me any questions you have during this meeting. But know that I don't work with everybody. So first, you must be intermediate. What is intermediate? My definition, very simple definition, is if you understand me now, good enough, you're intermediate. Second criteria is you must be motivated. So I love to work with students who have a strong motivation. Partly because part of my program is a daily routine. This means I'll give you some English to do every day, 20 minutes to 60 minutes. This is very important because most of your progress will not happen when we meet. It will happen between meetings. And if you don't have motivation, it's going to be hard to do this. So, second criteria, motivation. Okay. If that sounds like what you need, if you're intermediate, if you have strong motivation, if you're stuck, if you need to become fluent, if you need to become fluent faster, then let's meet. Let's see how I can help you. Let's schedule a sample meeting. Okay? Thank you for listening, and I hope to talk to you soon.